Hey there, folks. Welcome to another edition of Time About the Movies. We're looking at Friday the 13th, the weekend of Friday the 13th in October 1989. We've got 5 movies to look at today, so let's go ahead and get right to it. We're going to start off with the biggest movie that came out this weekend, and big for a number of reasons that we'll delve into. Amy Heckerling's comedy Look Who's Talking, with Bruce Willis as the voice of Mikey, along with John Travolta and Kirstie Alley.
It's the most natural thing in the world.
No.
Yes.
No. What? How could this have happened?
I take it this wasn't a planned pregnancy. It's a beautiful, magical experience.
St. Jerome's Hospital. Ah!
John Travolta.
Oh, come on, breathe deep, breathe deep. Try to help me just right.
Kirstie Alley.
Give me some drugs. Oh, thank you really a lot.
Now that is a little more like it. Hey, here's Mr. Hand here. Wow.
And Bruce Willis as the voice of Mikey.
Help! Help! Put me back in! Put me back in! So you're the one that's been kicking me.
The one that ate all that spicy food.
Now Mikey's mommy needs his help.
I'm gonna get you the best daddy there is.
All right, I'm on the case, too.
But when you think like this little guy,
Boy, I gotta think about getting my own place.
there's a lot to distract you.
One of those little furry things over your eyes. No, let me grab one. Come here. There we go.
Discover with Mikey the wonders of life.
Fellas, listen, I got something cold and wet in my shorts down here. Guys, listen, fellas.
The unexpected delights of family.
Oh, yeah, she's gone.
And the gratifying search
You know that's breast milk.
for the perfect daddy.
Mikey does need a father. I just thought of someone perfect for you. You'll love him.
Who was that clown? I want you to be my daddy. And I'll tell Mommy about it.
You really think you're responsible enough to be a father?
Now, this is called driving. This ain't so tough.
Mikey! Mikey!
Well, I got this driving thing knocked.
Look who's talking.
What a sweetie!
You must be thinking the same thing I am. Lunch. Yeah, right back at you, babe.
Yeah, Look Who's Talking ended up becoming a gigantic hit when it came out this weekend. No one really expected it to do as well as it did. Got pretty decent reviews. I think even, if I remember right, Siskel and Ebert gave it 2 thumbs up, which, if you got 2 thumbs up there, you're pretty much good to go. But this movie really took a lot of people by surprise. It was not only a big hit on its opening weekend, but it stayed as the #1 grossing movie for 5 consecutive weekends. It didn't drop out of the top spot until the 17th of November, and you have a couple of movies that came out that weekend that would that would be because of that. But I mean, what more can you say about this movie? It's actually a pretty funny movie. I mean, John Travolta is great in this movie. This was like a rare boost to his career, because his career was not really going anywhere at this point. He was great in the movie, so was Kirstie Alley, so was Olympia Dukakis. Ava Goda's great in this movie, and of course Bruce Willis playing the baby Mikey. He really fits that role very well. It's a great performance by him in this movie. And the success of this movie really prompted a lot of copycats. Like, you had a lot of movies with babies becoming the centerpiece of the film. You had films like Undercover Blues, and even the Look Who's Talking series started kind of ripping itself up, pretty much starting with the second movie. But we'll get into that, because that came out the year afterward. But then you had the TV series Baby Talk, which came out 2 years after this movie did, which was basically just Look Who's Talking, the TV series, except it was Tony Danza playing the baby, and the baby was not named Mikey, the baby was named Mickey. Yeah, they literally just put a C there to make it seem like it's different, but I guess it worked because it ran for 2 seasons, so that's more than you can probably ask for. But yeah, not much more I can say about this one. Look Who's Talking. It's a great comedy. If you haven't seen it already, you probably should definitely see it. So that's Look Who's Talking. Let's go ahead and move on to the next movie, a horror sequel that's not Friday the 13th. That probably should have been released on Friday the 13th, but it's Halloween 5, The Return of Michael Myers.
I sense something's telling me what you know.
I prayed that he would burn in hell, but in my heart, I knew that hell would not have him.
Halloween 5, The Revenge of Michael Myers.
Or The Revenge of Michael Myers. as soon as I stopped recording, I started realizing Return was the last movie, and Return pretty much prompted this movie to be coming out as quickly as it did, because the fourth movie was a big success compared to what happened with Halloween 3 at the box office, even though Halloween 3 is probably the better film when you really look back on it. Halloween 4 is not a bad one either. Halloween 5 definitely feels like a rushed movie. I feel like they rushed this one out because it was coming out on Friday the 13th, and it just didn't live up to the expectations that I think this movie wanted to. Even if you had Donald Pleasance back as Lupus, and you had Daniel Harris back from the first movie, Dr. Sam Loomis, I should say, Donald Pleasance played. But, yeah, it just didn't really have the... It didn't really have that same spark that the last movie did that made that one such a success. And Halloween would eventually take kind of this deep downfall after this, because the Curse of Michael Myers wouldn't come out until 95, and that one just was a mess altogether. But we'll get to that 6 years from now. But, Halloween 5, not as good as Halloween 4. Definitely very underwhelming compared to the other movies, but it is what it is. So let's go ahead and move on to the next movie, and the next movie that, man, Michelle Pfeiffer makes this movie work. I mean, you have Jeff Bridges and Beau Bridges. They're both fantastic in this, but I'm telling you, man, Michelle Pfeiffer just fantastic in this movie on so many levels. She's very sexy in this movie. She's given a great performance. She's a pretty damn good singer, which she would later redo again down the road with Murder on the Orient Express. You ever heard her song in the movie? That's actually pretty good too, so definitely listen to that one. But she really makes this movie. I mean, she nearly won every single acting award during the award season. Everyone except, of course, for the Academy Awards, because heaven forbid if Michelle Pfeiffer actually wins an Oscar, we got to give one to Jessica Tandy before she croaks to death. But Jessica Tandy was good in Driving Miss Daisy, but I'm sorry. If you're asking me to compare performances, this was the best performance she ever is of that year. I mean, Michelle Pfeiffer is just great in this movie. And like I said, Jeff and Beau Bridges, they work really good together in this movie. They really are very good. You like the chemistry between all three of these people. The writing is very good. The music is well done. The camera work is very good. Dave Grusin, who did the score for St. Elsewhere, he also did the score for Working Girl. Fantastic. The cinematography is great. It's just a phenomenal movie that, again, not a lot of people, I don't think, really talk about this one, but they really should. The Fabulous Baker Boys, it's a phenomenal movie. If you haven't seen it already, definitely check it out. So, that's my thoughts on The Fabulous Baker Boys. Let's go ahead and, you know what we could use right now? How about a new Woody Allen movie?
You'd leave, Miriam. We made plans. You did.
I know I told you this before, but if you play your cards right, you could have my body.
Wouldn't you rather leave it to science?
You're every song I ever sing.
If the woman won't listen to reason, then you go on to the next step.
What, threats? Violence? What are we talking about here?
She can be gotten rid of. I mean, I know a lot of people. Money will buy whatever's necessary.
I'm not even going to comment on that. That's mind-boggling.
And were there more than 24 hours a day? They'd be spent in sweet content, dreaming away.
Hey, listen, marry me. I'm serious. That's the only thing that will satisfy me. Marry me. I'm crazy about you. You're single. You know, my marriage is not going to last.
I gotta talk to you.
Skies are green, skies are blue, morning, noon, and night too. All I do the whole day through is dream of you.
It's a human life. You don't think God sees?
God is a luxury I can't afford.
Crimes and Misdemeanors was Woody Allen's last movie of the decade. Pretty good decade, even though it's not a whole lot of his movies were huge commercial successes, but they were very good. But they were all very good movies. You know, movies like The Purple Rose of Cairo, Hannah and Her Sisters, September. I'm trying to see some other ones here. He did the short for New York Stories, Broadway Danny Rose, Radio Days, Another Woman. You know, these were all pretty good comedies. They did not do well at the box office, but much like this one did. But this is probably maybe the best one from this decade, the best movie that Woody Allen made, because Woody Allen, once again, writing and directing, giving a good script, direction, and starring in the film as well. Great cast involved here. Alan Alda, Mia Farrow, Joanna Gleason, Angelica Houston, Martin Landau, Jerry Orbach, Sam Waterston. Just a great movie, great storytelling. The camera work, very well done. Great music overall. You go to Woody Allen movies, and this is basically what you get here. It's probably it's one of my favorite movies from him. It's definitely one of the best movies from him from this decade. And, yeah, pretty good movie. Pretty good movie. Crimes and Misdemeanors. So, let's go on and wrap it up with the last movie, and that is Burt Reynolds and Casey Siemaszko in Breaking In.
Ernie is an artist, an expert, a master at what he does.
I'm a currency relocator.
Mike is just breaking in.
I think they'd notice that one.
You and I are in the same business, kid.
Huh?
Monkey business.
Ever need an assistant?
Tonight.
It's not a job for everyone,
What?
These pants legs are a little long.
Well, let's go home.
but he's learning the ropes from the best in the business.
Put your hands in your pocket. They like hands.
The Samuel Goldwyn Company and Act 3 Productions present Breaking In, a comedy directed by Bill Forsyth and written by John Sayles that teaches you everything you need to know about psychology.
Start thinking about who you're stealing from. Might as well pack it in and become a social worker.
Chemistry.
So today, Mr. Wizard teaches you how to make liquid explosive.
Sex education.
Do you have a cheerleader?
No, but did you want me to be one?
No, I was
Because
just
you
thinking
should have
that.
said something. Because I could do that right now if you want. I could get some things.
Driver's ed.
Whose is that?
Well, it's mine.
It ain't no white man's car. It ain't no black man's car either.
Ethics.
Check that out.
Up there.
Next time you want an apple, you buy it.
And economics.
You paid it, didn't you?
Yeah.
I thought she liked me.
She did like you. She said she liked you.
Well, then maybe she didn't want to pay. I mean, I never paid before.
Yes, you did. In one form or another, you did. Trust me.
Whoever said there's no honor among thieves?
Holy moly! Trust me with the money?
Hey, you trust me with the money?
Yeah.
Never met guys like Mike
Mike LaFave.
and Ernie.
Ernie what?
Earnings enough.
Burt Reynolds, Casey Siemaszko, Breaking In.
Hey, Ernie, we doing the right thing?
No. Doing the wrong thing, kid. We're thieves, remember?
Directed by Bill Forsyth. This may be one of Burt Reynolds' most underrated movies. It wasn't a gigantic hit at the box office. It kind of petered out, came and went. But when you look back on it, the movie actually, I think, is a lot better than I think a lot of people gave it credit for. I think it's a movie that is much funnier, it's much more clever, it's much more smarter than I think a lot of people gave it credit for. Burt Reynolds, like I said before, he was kind of on this lull streak that this streak where he wasn't making the best movies. His career was kind of taking a downfall. But this was kind of one of those, like I said, it's one of those movies that I don't think a lot of people really talk about. But it's a movie that I think really is a lot better than a lot of people give it credit for. I like the chemistry between Reynolds and Siemaszko. Lorraine Toussaint from Orange is the New Black is also in this movie. She gives a really good performance. Stephen Tobolowsky's in here. Maury Chaykin. Harry Carey actually gives a good performance in this. Sheila Kelly, who you would see on L.A. Law and Sisters, is very good in this. It's an overall really good movie. I don't think a lot of people give it a lot of credit. It's definitely one I think a lot of people should definitely go check out if they can find it. Breaking In, Burt Reynolds, one of his most underrated movies in my opinion. And with that said, that's going to wrap up another edition of Time About the Movies. Next week we look at the weekend of October 20th. We've got Patrick Swayze returning on the big screen in the action thriller Next of Kin. We also have the comedy Gross Anatomy starring Matthew Modine and Daphne Zuniga. Paul Newman in Fat Man and Little Boy. And also When the Whales Came. So, 4 movies to look at next time around. Thank you guys for watching. And as always, if you want to see more videos like this, check out the playlist on the next page. And I'll see you guys tomorrow for another new episode. So thank you for watching. I'll see you guys tomorrow. And until then, take care.